Hey everybody, Andrew Politis here. I'm just down in Mexico for the winter, spending some time with my family, trying to escape the winter up in Canada. But I wanted to talk to you today about your return on investment with student rentals, specifically about student rentals this time. And I was actually just talking to a couple different investors. We were looking at some student rentals in London, Ontario, and I was helping them acquire those student rentals. And we were talking about the cash flow, and obviously student rentals are amazing with cash flow. There's a ton of cash flow. But I'm actually made my notes here. I'm actually going to give you a rundown of this specific property, real life example of the type of properties that are available right now, available to purchase, available to invest in, the type of cash flow, but more importantly, also the amount of total return. So this particular property is $709,900. So let's call it $710,000. It's a 5-bedroom, 5.5 bath. Now the reason it's 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths, each bedroom has its own bathroom, which is amazing. It's really a high-end, top-quality student rental. So you might be thinking $710,000 is pretty expensive, but this is a top-end student rental. Each bedroom is getting $775 a month. So top quality product getting top quality rent. Okay, so you got $775 a month. You've got taxes, your rent, total rent's $38.75 a month. Your mortgage, now with 20% down, your mortgage is about $23.55. Property management, $110 a month. Again, you might be thinking $110, that's only like 3%. That seems pretty cheap. So if you have any questions about that, send me a direct message. I can put you in touch with that mortgage or with that property manager as well. So that is true, real numbers. $110 for property management, $205 for property taxes, $100 a month for insurance, and then utilities are capped at $350 a month. So the tenants, if they spend more than an average of $350 a month, then you'll actually charge them. So total cash flow on this property is $754.21. And so myself and the investor, we were sitting there and we were talking about the $750 a month being awesome cash flow, and that's so great. And I was like, well, hold on a second. That's $9,000 a year. Now, I'm not saying that that's not important, right? $9,000 cash flow a year is great. But then I started thinking about the principal recapture. So the principal recapture, I actually pulled out a mortgage calculator, and I won't bore you, but kind of here's the rundown of the first to 5th year. So I did 5 years. After 5 years of owning this property, your mortgage will have been paid down $60,910. Okay? After 5 years of cash flow, assuming no rent increase, because obviously you're going to increase the rent, but let's assume no rent increase. I want to keep my math simple here. I am down in Mexico, right? I wanted to keep things relaxed for myself. So I took $9,050 a year cash flow, and I times that by 5 years. So that's $45,250 in cash flow, added to the $60,910 that we had in principal recapture and mortgage paydown. But what about appreciation? And when I was thinking about appreciation, I thought, well, if I do 4%, 5%, 6%, 7% a year, somebody's going to respond to this and say, no, that's crazy. It's not going to appreciate. So I actually did 2%. I don't think anybody can argue 2% a year appreciation, okay? So I did 2% appreciation a year. After 5 years, the purchase price of this house would be worth about $783,786. So the appreciation is $73,886. Okay, so now we've got $73,000, just over $73,000 appreciation, $60,900 in pay down, $45,000 in change in cash flow. That is actually a total return of $180,000 over 5 years. $180,000, right? Now cash on, that's $36,000 a year on average, right? Take the 180 divided by 5, so it's $36,000 a year. So the down payment for this home at 710 grand was $141,980, right? It's called $142,000 down. So you have to put down $142,000, and then you get back essentially $36,000 a year in net worth, not cash flow. This isn't money you can go spend at the casino. This is net worth. You're adding to your net worth. That's a 25% ROI, right? You put $142,000 down, you get $36,000 to your net worth, added to your net worth every year. That's a 25% ROI. That's amazing. I mean, that is really, really good. If you think about it, I know this is going to seem a little bit sadistic, but I always see it as like I'm purchasing these properties as if they're like little employees of mine. I've purchased these property slaves. And so I got to put down $142,000 to purchase this one property. And after 4 years, this property is going to pay for itself. I get my $142,000 back, and I keep that property employee working for me till the end of time. Then I can go buy another one and another one. Every 4 years, I'm buying another property, right? Plus it compounds. So I hope this helps you out. I mean, don't just pay attention to the cash flow. Cash flow is king. It's obviously awesome. We love to measure cash flow and look at cash flow, but don't forget to account for principal recapture and appreciation. A little bit of a long-winded video this time. I hope you enjoyed it. Reach out to me if you have any questions, all right? I'll show you exactly which property this is. I'm not blowing smoke up anyone's ass. This is real properties, real availability right now in London, Ontario, the type of properties that investors are buying today. All right, reach out to me if you have any questions. Bye.